Hello everyone, we're going to continue our work with circles on lesson 8.3. This time on these problems we are given the equation of a circle and we have to identify the center and the radius. And then obviously once we have the center and the radius we can graph any circle. So with this one our equation of a circle is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared. That equals the radius squared. So notice how x minus is part of our equation, h is where the center is. So this 4 is the x coordinate of the center, not the minus 4, it's just the 4 because x minus is part of our equation. So now in the same way, y minus is part of the equation and k is the y coordinate of the center, so y minus is part of the equation, so 1 is where the y coordinate of the center is. So again, if we're kind of sticking with our same theme, it's always the opposite of what's inside the parentheses. You see x minus 4, so a positive 4 is the x coordinate. You see y minus 1, so a positive 1 is the y coordinate. R squared is what is on the right side of the equation, so r squared equals 9, because 9 is on the right side of the equation. So what's the radius? You simply square root both sides, the radius is 3. So if we were to sketch this now, we would go right 4, up 1, and then we're going to go 3 in every direction. So let's go up 3, left 3, down 3, and right 3. And sketch our circle. There we have it. So on every single one of these problems, once you identify the center and the radius, you can draw any circle. So looking at this one, whenever you see x squared by itself, or y squared for that matter, the coordinate is the point 0. The reason for that is it's kind of like x minus 0 squared, in which case it would just be the 0. So 0 is your x coordinate, and then the positive 3 is your y coordinate because it's opposite of what's inside the parentheses. R squared equals the right side of the equation, so r squared equals 1. Square root both sides, the square root of 1 is 1, so the radius is 1. So 0, 3 is the center of our circle, and then up 1, left 1, down 1, right 1 is the radius. So there we have it, there's our circle. Number 6 is kind of tricky because we don't see any binomials squared. Again, the equation of our circle is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So we need a binomial squared and a binomial squared in order for us to find where the center of our circle is. And I don't see any binomials right here. What we can do, class, is we can complete the square to put it into the equation of a circle to make a binomial squared. So here's what I mean by that. Get the x's together, x squared plus 8x, and now we can have plus a blank. And then we can make that into a binomial squared. What's better than completing the square once? The answer is completing the square twice, of course, because you're going to do the same thing for the y's. So plus y squared minus 6y plus a blank. That equals 0 plus 2 blanks. If you have 2 blanks on the left side, you're going to have 2 blanks on the right side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to complete the square, and in the blank is b divided by 2 squared. So it's going to be 8 divided by 2 squared. So we have a 16. 8 divided by 2 is 4, 4 squared is 16. If I had a 16 on the left, I got to add a 16 on the right. Same thing here for my y values. You take b divided by 2 squared, a negative 6 divided by 2 is a negative 3. Negative 3 squared is a positive 9. So if I add 9 on the right, I got to add 9 on the left. So now we have this. And I could make this into a binomial squared. That binomial squared is going to have the same sign as in front of b, so it's going to have a positive sign. And it's going to be x plus 4 quantity squared. And now I have this. Let's make this into a binomial squared. Plus quantity y minus 3 quantity squared. And that equals 0 plus 16 plus 9 equals 25. Voila! We have ourselves the equation of a circle. X minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals the radius squared. So the center is at negative 4, positive 3, take the opposite of what's inside the binomials, and 25 equals r squared, so the radius equals 5. So, graphing this circle now. Go left 4, up 3. There is the center of my circle. And then go right 5, left 5, up 5, down 5. And there is our circle. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to all of you. Why don't you guys try number 7 on your own? You will just have to complete the square once, but pause the video, try number 7 on your own. So hopefully you did this. You put the x's together. So x squared plus 4x plus a blank. Then you just have y squared. You don't have any other y terms, so it's just going to be plus y squared. That equals 8 plus a blank. You had to bring the 8 over to the right side and get all the constants to the right. So now when you complete your square, it's 4 divided by 2 squared, which is 4. So it's x plus 2 quantity squared. If you add 4 to the left, you have to add 4 to the right. Plus a y squared, that equals 12. So now you have it as the equation of a circle. So your center is going to be at hk, which is a -2, 0. And your radius is the square root of 12, which is the same thing as 2 root 3. So 2 times the square root of 3 is your radius. And just for the sake of graphing it, if you put 2 times the square root of 3 in your calculator, you get approximately 3.46. So as we graph this, let's go up about 3.5 in every direction. So -2, 0. And then go left 3.5, right 3.5, so on and so forth. And there we have it. So bottom line, whenever you have the center and the radius of any circle, you can make any equation. And with any equation, once you get it into the equation of a circle, x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals radius squared, you could then find the radius and the center of any circle, and then you could draw it. Let me know if you have any questions on that when you get to class tomorrow.